Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm working on something different than actual cars today. I'm kind of just staying in the house, and I've dusted off some old toys that I think I'm going to start doing some stuff with again. So I have this Traxxas Rally Fiesta here, and what happened was I didn't pay attention when I first got it, and the slipper clutch, which is this guy, got out of adjustment. And then it burned up this nylock nut, which is, I guess, like a super common problem. And they make little rebuild kits just to, rebuild this little slipper clutch, and then you're good to go. Or you can buy an actual differential that goes in there. I'm really kind of unclear on 100% all of the benefits of this, except for the fact that it doesn't fail the same way these do, where these are kind of a consistent maintenance thing. This is kind of a not consistent maintenance thing, and these usually end up sitting on a shelf for 6 months for me, and then I play with them for a month or so, and then they get kind of put on a shelf again. So this is what I'm gonna go with. There's a few things that go along with it. So I've got a different gear that goes on the motor here, because it's a different drive pitch. It's also a different amount of teeth. So this is like a 53 tooth, I believe. And the one that comes on there is 83. So that gear ratio, if you do the math on it, it was like a 6.6 to 1 gear ratio. And so you have to, you don't have to, but I wanted to keep my gear ratio pretty close to the same. So I got a 9 tooth to go with this 53 tooth, and that's going to get me like a 5.8, which was about as close as I could get it. I might have been able to get it a little closer had I done a little more looking, but I didn't, and I think I'm going to be happy enough with that. So I'll get a little bit more speed out of it, a little bit less power out of it, but I'm going to be happy with it. So I have it pretty torn apart here. I took this apart a little differently than you have to. All you have to do is pull this one bolt out, and then you can pull the motor out of there. I pulled this whole thing out of here because I needed to do some cleaning. But if you don't need to do any cleaning, just pull that bolt and then pull your connections, and this pops out of there. As far as the motor side of it goes, to get the differential out, you have your rear end right here. Sorry, I forget the camera's over there. You have your rear end right here. It fits in here just like this. So there's 4 bolts. Let's see if I can get a better view for you. 2 here, and then 2 underneath that go in right somewhere in there. You pull those. Oh, I loosened up a wheel as well. You pull those out, and then this whole thing just slides back and comes off. And that gives you the ability to remove this piece here. I already kind of started to disassemble this, so you can see the gear comes off of there. That's just 3 screws that go in right here. And then you have another screw in this guy. I think I tightened it up again. Loosen that guy up. That comes off of there. And then your nut comes off of here. And your spring, and then this guy, and your little pin right here. And that's what locks this in place, and that is your slipper clutch right here. This is the slipper clutch. To adjust the tension on it, that's what this nylock nut is for. When your spring is on here, like so, tightening this nut gives you a tighter clutch, loosening this nut gives you a looser clutch, and then it's a nylock nut. So what happened to me was that nylock just took crap, and so every time I would adjust it and then start to go again, this nut would back off, and then you don't go anywhere. So I don't like that. That's where this thing comes in. Okay, so these are the physical differences. This one is obviously all metal. It's quite a bit heavier. And that's about all I know about it. I have no idea what kind of magic is going on inside of here, but apparently it's a lot of performance enhancing madness. This is the drive gear that matches this pitch. This is a 32 pitch, and your factory one is a 48 pitch. So you can see this gear does not mesh with that guy, and vice versa. That's how, like, it would not be good. You have to change this gear on your drive motor or it will not work. Now you can see here, I don't know if you guys can really tell on camera, but this gear is slightly bigger than this gear, and that goes right along with that ratio I was telling you about. If you're trying to calculate ratio, don't worry about physical size, just do the teeth count divided by the other teeth count, and you will get your ratio. And that is what is going to do that. This is also extremely tight, and make sure you have a very good Allen wrench to get it off, or you'll strip it out and you will have a nightmare of a time. Also, you don't need to tighten this down until you have your thing all assembled, because this needs to be in the right place. You're also going to have to readjust your mesh. All right, so I will get that all assembled. Okay, so that's that. The differential's all put in there. It's pretty late, so I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of running it around for you. I had to put a different motor in here just to make it work, because the motor that was in here was all full of dirt and no good anymore. So this is just a glow back 12 turn 5500 motor, like pretty normal cheapo thing from the internet. But it does work. I mean, it's not as fast, and it's must be reverse rotation or something like that. I had to reverse these in order to make it work. I can do it on the controller too. I just didn't do it. I also put some cool little lights on here. I'll show you that. Okay, so here's what that looks like underneath. I set it up on here, and I put some headlights and some tail lights in there. And if I turn the lights off, it's pretty cool. It cycles through all the colors and ends up changing the body of it. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. That's the tail lights right there. That's the headlights right there. So, yeah, lights are a lot cooler than the differential, but there you go. Thanks for watching.